tell us how are you viewing PSU stocks? The reason why I ask is that defense has had a very sharp rally. Many PSU stocks have appreciated dramatically from what were their lows in early April, mid-March. How is this segment looking to you from the point of view of an opportunistic fund manager looking for decent gains in the short term and modest gains in the longer term?
So let's understand the characteristic of PSUs. First of all, PSUs, the deep value stock, but high beta, but extraordinary liquid names. Okay, so that's the way I will look. So anything if you are in a risk on environment, PSUs will outperform. So if you recollect when July 2024, when we turned cautious on the market and this is a risk off phase, we actually pruned down our exposure in June 2024. But in this year, in March 2025, we said it's a risk on period, and January itself we said it's a mild risk on. Since then, we have actually increased our exposure in the PSU. Maybe could have increased 5 to 6% exposure in most of the schemes. So we are relatively anyway, if I have to say, overweight on the PSUs, and in the risk on environment, it will play out quite well. The challenge which you have to understand is that if whatever reason market corrects, let's say recently was the Indo-Pak tension or any other things, these are high beta names. So the corrections are generally steep in these names. But the good news is that you can get entry and exit very easily because it's a very liquid name. So we are very constructive. And if I have to look at from a long-term opportunity, let's say an equity market is not about 6 months of 12 months perspective, at least 5-10 years perspective, investor comes to the market. So if I talk about even, let's say, next 3 to 5 year perspective, I think it's a very constructive background for PSU. We have to understand that value as a thesis should do very well. Okay. So which is a very important thing I have been saying from the beginning 2020. I think this decade belongs to the value as a thesis right from September 2021. So PSUs are part of these value thesis. And we have to look at some of the very unique companies. Today, if we look at the PSU defense name has moved up sharply. It's not like it was unknown, but only thing when event happened, then people reacted immediately. So I think I would like to remain PSU as a part of my core portfolio. Maybe stock and sector can change from time to time, but we remain constructive and we like to remain overweight stand on the PSU as a theme.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.